How y'all doing today? This is Emilio. I'm here with 11 Music and for UMF. We have Sara Stokes with Making the Band here today. How's everything going, Sara?
Oh, everything is great. How are you?
Man, it's good. It's good. I'm really happy about today. It's a good day. So I just got to go right into it. So you were on Making the Band. You worked with Diddy, which is now Puff Daddy. Tell me how that experience was with him. Like, how was he?
You know, Diddy always been real, cool with me, and, he's always been a person that I've looked up to, and just growing up and everything, and I've always wanted to work with him. So when I heard about Making the Band, that chance to go ahead and showcase my talent in front of him, it was like I had the eye of the tiger. Everything was like set up the way that it was supposed to go. It's like my steps were ordered. So when it's like it went way back from before Making the Band, though. I met him one time in, VIP, little club in Detroit, and I walked up to him, and I was just going to introduce myself and just say, hey, I'm Sara Stokes. I'll be coming out. I'm a new artist. But I walked up to him, and I was like, hi, my name is Sara Stokes. I'm your next artist. You're going to sign me one day. And then I walked away, and he just was looking at me like, what the heck did she just say? But I couldn't believe that came out. But then a year later, boom, Making the Band showed up, and I just went crazy with it, and it was just my time. And the rest was history. I love working with Diddy. He's that machine right there.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I was going to say, like, what kind of man is Diddy? What would you say? Like, if you could describe him in 3 words.
In 3 words, I would say charming. I would say super intelligent, and just a mastermind.
Okay, that's good. That's really good. That's impressive. So I gotta ask you this now. With everyone else on Making the Band, are you in contact with anyone? Do you guys ever talk anymore, or did you guys all just kind of like go your own way?
Oh no, we all talk. I just got off the phone with Dylon yesterday. He's doing his thing, and also Freddie P. I talk to him a lot. Babs, Bunny, she always stays in contact. So, Ines, I talked to him a few times, and Chopper, I see him in Atlanta here and there. So we all have a good relationship. Matter of fact, it might be in the works with, maybe the band reunion thing coming up. I don't know. We've been really kicking it, and I think that would be really super hot because a lot of the fans, they've been talking about it. Like, we want you guys. We miss you. You guys were the best Making the Band ever. So, I mean, that's a possibility.
Oh, that'd be hot. So are you guys going to start maybe rehearsing again?
And we got to see what's going on. I mean, it just depends on where everybody's at the moment, but I believe that it's going to definitely happen. And, of course, rehearsal is a definite. You can't just go up there and just be looking all tacky and crazy, bumping into each other.
Let me ask you this. So how does that work? If you guys do a reunion, is that going to come back out through Diddy himself, or do you do something in Revolt, or how's that going to work?
Well, it would just be something that we would work out on our own, and then, my manager is real crazy with it when it comes to making shows happen and all that. Lee Martin, he's just been fabulous and making my career just pop again. So, big ups to him. But, it's just pretty much we going to all have to come together and be collective and make it happen.
Oh, that's what's great. All right. So I got.
That'd be hot if Diddy came back up in it, though.
Huh? Go ahead.
I said that'd be hot. That would be real sweet if Diddy came back up in it again.
He might be like, hey, we'll put this on Revolt, make this like a whole behind the scenes.
Hey, why not?
Right. So what was your worst experience with Making the Band? Like, did you have like any your hardest time, like something that you just would be like, oh man, I don't want to have to do that again?
Well, I mean, obviously the walk to Brooklyn for cheesecake, that probably, I mean, that's considered work because my legs were like done, my knees, it was crazy walking from Manhattan to Brooklyn. So I think that was the hardest. But I would have did that, 5,000 times if it meant I was able to go ahead and live my dream out. That ain't nothing. So I was ready.
Right.
But as far as that, but missing my kids kind of was, because I was used to being around my 3 babies for so long, every single day, and then till now I'm missing them months. I'm coming home and they taller and all this other crap. So that was the hardest. But hey, you got to sometimes sacrifice.
Right. So tell me about the cheesecake walk. That's what I was going to ask you.
Oh my God, what is there to say? I should have wore different shoes. How about that? It was crazy. I mean,
that's what you opened that up. What were you wearing? What were your shoes you were wearing?
Well, I think I had some some Skechers. It was some crazy, I don't know. The shoes had like a little heel in the back, and I had just bought them, because I thought they was just different and cute. And I didn't know I was going to be walking a billion miles in them that day. because I definitely would have put on my tennis shoes. I'd have been like, all right, let me get my Asics on, because I was not ready for that. But I broke them shoes in that night.
That's funny. That's funny. So now that let's go back into it. Like the cheesecake walk, you walk like what, 5-10 miles or something? That's
Oh man,
miles
Manhattan to Brooklyn. I don't know how many miles that was, but it was an 8-hour walk. And I'm talking about we were fast walking. We weren't like just taking our time. I mean, we started sightseeing. I'm going over, bridges and all this. I'm like, wow, this is nice. But I'm like, okay, this is a little bit too long. I'm tired. And, I was just like, this is crazy. I know the cameramen were actually probably, more mad than anything because they got like 35-pound cameras and they running around, trying to get a shot of us coming through here and there. So they were sweating. I know they were mad.
Right. So you kind of had it easy. You didn't have any cameras. You just had to walk.
Yeah, we had to walk, but still, that was bad enough. It was like, dang, is this walk gonna ever end? We came back in, I think it was like 4 in the morning, and then I think he was gone. So that's what made it even worse. It was like I went there and back, and then, I had the cheesecake, hand off, frozen to the cheesecake and junk, but he was gone. I was like, what the heck? I wanted to cry so bad. I was like, keep it together, keep it together.
That's funny. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing with you because I was like, I know how it is when you do like marathons. Speaking of marathons, so you just did the Diva Marathon? You're a spokesperson for Diva Marathon, correct?
Yeah, correct. I mean, we're still in the works of that, but, I have been running marathons, and my first one, I mean, they're 13 miles, so, I mean, that's crazy enough. But that's been a dream of mine to always run marathons and everything. Diddy ran his marathon. I was so proud of him because 26 miles, that's crazy. I mean, that's a test of your body, your spirit, your mind, everything. So,
Right.
me running my marathons and stuff now, the first one was Springfield, Illinois, and I killed it. I came in. I really didn't train that much, but I came in, pretty good time, and I was so proud, got that medal. But the second one, oh, my gosh, in Branson, Missouri, the Diva one, oh, my Lord. We were running up mountains, and, man, it was just ridiculous. I was like, what the heck did I get myself into? But I finished it. Good timing, and, thousands of people run these marathons. It's no joke. But I feel like it's an empowerment, Like when I'm out there, I start thinking of life, and, it just feels good to test your body and just see where you're at.
No, it's true. Like out here, this weekend out here, I'm out in the Bay Area right now, and the Beta Breakers is coming, so that's a 7.5 run. I don't know if you've ever done that. You might want to try it one year. It's pretty fun. Something I used to do myself, but you go running through San Francisco from the Bay to the Breakers, which is a good run. And then there's like the 8th Marathon and the walk and the the breast cancer ones. Do you ever do any of those as well, or are you just going to take this like more professional?
Well, I mean, I'll do both. Right now, matter of fact, I have a run coming up. I just found out in June. It's like this mud race, and it's in New York, and my partner is going to be my manager, Lee Martin. He's out working out and going crazy and, trying to get in super shape. But this is like a 5K, 3 mile, and we do all these different obstacles. I mean, I think we're jumping over fire, climbing up walls, all in the mud, just crazy. But, it's for charity and everything, so.
Yeah, you're going to be all muddy and everything, right? So what kind of shoes you going to wear for that?
You said what kind of stuff am I going to wear?
What kind of shoes you going to wear for the mud race?
I have to probably put my Asics back on. They gonna be in the garbage after that. That's all.
No, that's cool. So you get ready to get all down and dirty. That's what's up. 'Cause I honestly look at those races. They look kind of fun, but they look really hectic.
Yeah, they do. I was looking like, oh Lord, here we go. What I get myself into again? But I'm up for the challenge, and I just feel like, hey, why not try it? You can always be like, okay, well I'll never do that again, but at least I tried it.
No, I like it. I like what you're saying, because what I'm getting right now is like you got serious drive, which is a great thing to have, and then like just the endurance and everything that you're going for. That's awesome. That's really impressive. So I wish you the best. I
appreciate that.
All the marathons, I wish you the best, because that's a hard thing to do. But like once you get into it, it's kind of like you kind of have a thirst, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like once you get that medal and you see it, like your accomplishment, you go past that finish line, it's like this feeling that comes over you, like you accomplished something super big, and you just want to keep going and, get some more medals and then, like you said, running for charity and good causes and for rights and all that stuff. So I feel like, hey, why not? And it keeps me in shape. I dropped like 30 pounds. I feel in the best shape of my life. And I feel like women, they need to get out there and just really test themselves and just, feel good. You know, when you look good, you feel good.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a main thing in life. And sometimes I think it's a great thing for a lot of people. What they don't realize is a great way to diet. It's just to even, if you can't run it, just walk it.
Oh, yeah, I seen a lot of walkers. They were out there getting it, though. They were passing up runners. I'm like, how are you fast walking that fast? Goodness.
Yeah, look, I'm a walker. I'll be like,
Hey.
I'll be going, I'm like, I just do it just to do it.
That's what's up. Hey, all of it is good.
You know? So I got to ask you, so you're doing all that. Tell me about what's going on with Voss Water.
Well, basically, once again, they want to sponsor me, and, you know, I feel like the water is fabulous, and I'm like, why not? You know, everyone needs to stay, you know, not dehydrated, drink your water so that your body works properly, and especially with these marathons, you know, you need to stay hydrated. So I said, hey, why not go ahead and be the face of Boss Water as well?
No, I mean, I'm a fan of Voss Water. I actually, I mean, you'll think to laugh at me right now, but I think Voss Water has, like, the best flavor. And I know people like, oh, water doesn't have a flavor, but when you drink a lot of it, yeah, Voss kind of does. It has this, like, smoothness. I know it sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but...
No, it doesn't. You're right, though, because, I mean, if you drink that and then you try some tap water, you're like, okay, I can definitely tell the difference. You know, because a lot of times the tap water has all those different chemicals and all that in it, so, you know, you want to keep your system clean and free from all those toxins. So that Boss Water is real smooth, like you said, and it just tastes clean. It makes you want to drink more.
Yeah, it's crazy. I have to ask you, since we're on the thing of water, what do you think of the whole last 3 years with New Jersey drinking canned water?
You know, I really, look, whatever you like, just do you. That's what I think of with that. You know, hey.
But the government, they found out the water was tainted, people were getting sick.
Yeah, that's bad. That's not a good thing. That's why I say you need to drink some Boss Water. Because
Right.
honestly, that right there, that toxic and all that stuff, like I said, once again, I mean, that just pollutes your body and makes you sicker. Next thing you know, you in the doctor, and you don't know what's wrong with you, and then they prescribing stuff, and then you got even more issues. So, I mean, it's very important. You need to watch what you're putting in your body, and they need to get that together, because that's not cool.
Not cool, not cool. That's on the county, I guess. So moving right along, now you've been modeling for a wig line. Can you tell me about that?
Well, it's not a wig line. It's basically my friend, you know, LaTanya Saunderson. She owns all the weave shops. She's the franchise. She's the owner of them. And I've known her from way back, even before I did Making the Band. So, you know, then I went and did my thing, got my stardom, and then she started working on her idea of having, you know, a weave shop, $50 weave shop. So she put that in motion, and it turned out, you know, to work for her. And she's got franchise. She's got it all over, all these $50 weave shops everywhere. So, you know, she came back to me and was like, hey, why don't you be, you know, the face of my weave shop and all that. So I said, of course, you know, you're my best friend, so why not? So it just all worked out, and then, you know, I'm doing some little weave stuff for her and just, you know, modeling for a good friend.
Good. Does she have, like, a special weave that's yours, like under your name or anything?
No, but you know what? I'm glad you said that, because I'm definitely going to get that popping right there. Let me see. Note to self. Weave named after Sarah Stokes.
You need to have the Sarah Stokes weave.
Yeah, that'd probably be that real crazy curly weave.
Right.
Big hair.
You got to get something out there, get a little branding right there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime. So, you know, you're working on new music and everything, and I know it's supposed to drop this summer, like late summer. So can you give us a little taste of, like, what's it going to sound like?
Well, okay, basically I'm working with some super hot producers. I'm so excited about this. They've got my sound down pat. James Worthy, Cajun, Alizé. I'm even getting a couple joints for Timberland, you know, so it's going to really be a nice, eclectic type of sound. You know, definitely going back to my R&B roots, but I got that out of this world type of flavor to it. So you're going to be expecting, you know, all type of stuff in my album, but it's going to be mainly everything that I've been through. You know, from childhood on up, all my feelings, emotions, all that stuff. So you're going to pretty much be hearing my whole life story in this album. But you know I got to have them club bangers as well, because I love to dance, so I got to get everybody out there dancing too. So I'm super excited, though. It's going to be really, really hot.
That's cool. Now, what studio? Are you up in New York doing that in the studios, or what city?
Oh, I'm all over the place, Chicago, Atlanta. It just depends on where the producer is at and where we decide we want to go ahead and record at. So there's no set destination place, but it's pretty much where we decide.
Okay. So wait, how far are you into the album? Like, how many songs deep are you?
Well, I've got a ton of songs. I mean, a lot of my songs, they actually sound like I just did them today. So I'm sorting through all the music that I've been recording pretty much for 10 years. You know, I've never stopped recording. So I've got a lot of good stuff I might end up revamping because the stuff is so hot. You know, I can't just say, okay, whatever, we're going to leave that song alone, because everything I do, I know it's got to be number one. So I'm not going to just put my voice on just any old thing. You know, it's got to have that Sarah Stokes sassy vibe in there somewhere. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have like a song that already in your head, like what song you might want to have as your first?
Well, I have an idea, but we will see. I'm not going to really say because, you know, I ain't trying to step on no producer's toes because they're all hot. So we're going to have to just leave it up to, you know, the label or whatever. You know, we'll see what happens.
Okay. I hate to ask you this question, but do you want to sing? Can you sing us a little taste of it?
Oh, shoot. You know what? They probably don't even want me to do that, honestly. They'll be like, why you do that? We about to record it in about a week because this one isn't done yet. But this song is going to be, it might be the single, but I'm not even going to tell you about it yet. But I can just say big up to James Worthy on this one.
Okay.
I don't know, but wait, I take that back because Cajun's doing this thing too. So like I said, it's between them two. That's how it's going back and forth. But when you hear it, you're going to be like, dang, Sarah, we know you was doing it like that.
All right. That's what's up. So let me ask you, it's been a while since making the band. What have you been doing in your off time besides the marathons and everything, family life? What's been going on with you?
Well, I went back to school because, you know, you got to have plans A, B, and C. Matter of fact, the whole alphabet, you know. So I went back to school and got my aesthetics degree. And so now I can do, you know, I can do skincare, makeup, and all that other stuff because, you know, that's real important in the industry as well. So that pretty much goes hand in hand. So I decided to go ahead because that's a love of mine, skincare and makeup all day long. So I went back, got my aesthetics degree, and now I can go ahead and not only have a name but know what the heck I'm talking about.
All right. Let me ask you one more question in regards to that. So, like, are you going to open up your own skincare line? Or are you going to open up your own skincare shops? Or?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely in the works. I mean, you know, you basically, I really want to have my own line and be on QVC or whatever the heck and just, you know, I can sell dirt. So I know they would love my products because I really put a lot of effort and a lot of, you know, just emotion and all that stuff. Like, I really know, like, people out there, they want to look good. So you don't want to be walking around all bumped up or wrinkles and all this other stuff. So I'm really going to put a lot of effort into the right chemist and just make it happen for everybody out there. But, yeah, definitely for sure I want to have that makeup line, skincare line, all of that.
Oh, that's cool. So, one other question about the personal time. What else has been going on in your personal life besides the makeup and the going back to school? Because I think going back to school is an awesome thing. So, congrats on that. And the makeup line, congrats on that too as well. So I think that's dope. But anything else going on in the personal life? You're welcome. Anytime.
Well, I'm doing movies as well, so, you know, that's definitely in there. But personal life, I would just say just enjoying my family, you know, and kicking it with friends and all that stuff. So, I mean, you got to get that's what really matters in the end, you know, those memories with your family and your children. See, all three of my kids now, they're in high school, so, you know, now they're actually into entertainment and, you know, playing the guitar and the drums and singing and dancing. And Eva the Diva, my youngest, you know, the name speaks for itself, Eva the Diva. She needs to have her own show. This girl is no joke. She's got my voice. She's got the beautiful looks, everything. I mean, she's just an all-around personality. So all three of my children are just, you know, super, super talented. My son graduates this year, so I'm you know, real excited, of course, about that. So time flies. It really does.
I got to ask you, why don't you do a reality show, like, about your family life, plus with what you're doing? I think that would be a great show just because that's a great way to, like, come back into it. Kind of like the Foo Fighters, how they're doing their reality show on making their album. You can kind of do a reality show on making your album and juggling family life with your kids.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what we're doing, too. So that's funny. You mentioned that. Everyone's been saying that. And I was thinking about calling it Different Stokes instead of Different Strokes because it's just so many things going on in my family. If I'm not falling somewhere or laughing about whatever the heck, Eva tripping or, you know, Gabby acting a fool, whatever, it's just I have a very, very, you know, just entertaining family. So that would be real hot. and then them making their own albums and all that stuff. So I think the world would love to see that.
No, I think that would be great, and that's a great title. I mean, you should go for it. I would love to see it. I mean, we cover reality, so that would be a definite show to watch. I think it would be, lots of ratings. That's a great idea. But I gotta jump right back to that movie because I saw you slide over it real quick and say, "I'm doing a movie," and I was like, "Hey, what's the movie?"
The movie is called Facade. I've already done like 4 other movies. Resurrection of J.R. Richard. With Kenya Moore and David Ramsey. I've done. Obviously, everyone saw me in 8 Mile. You know what I'm saying? Bigging it up in the crowd. I didn't even know people was gonna recognize me like that. I was like, "What the heck?" And then, I've just been doing a lot of different stuff. But this movie that I'm going to be filming pretty soon is called Facade, and it's pretty much like a set it off type of movie. I'll be robbing banks, and I'm with my clique of girls, and we just sexy with it, but we don't take no prisoners. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just got guns, just crazy with it. So y'all gonna see a different side. Sarah Stokes. Y'all gonna be like, dang, I know she was gangster like that too.
That's what's up. So wait, now what studio is that coming through?
Say that again.
What studio is that coming through?
Well, that's pretty much an independent film. That's what I'm thinking. But it's out in D.C. and it's a good producer, good director, and all that. So it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a nice movie.
No, that's awesome. And the director? Can you tell us who the director is?
Right now, well, Alexander Kane, he's been, directing here and there, a lot of good little movies and stuff, so it's a nice cast and everything. I can't really give too much more information on that because we're in the works of filming it now. But just know that it's going to be on point.
No, and it's set for, is that set for early next year or late this year?
That's another thing. We're in the process of filming it, so whatever they get edited and doing their thing, that's when it comes out. So I'll know more about that and post it later on my Twitter, which is Sexy Sarah Stokes. Everyone follow. Because, like I said, my other Twitter is dead, so y'all need to follow this one, Sexy Sarah Stokes, and that's without an H.
No, that's all good. In fact, I was going to say, why don't you put out the shout-outs on your Twitter, your Facebook, and your Instagram so everyone knows where to find you?
Okay, once again, it's at Sarah Stokes for my Twitter, and that's Sarah without an H. My Instagram is Sarah_Stokes, and my Facebook is just SarahStokes.330. So everybody follow because, like I said, you're going to find all the information and all the things that I'm up to, and it's going to be some real good stuff. So you're going to definitely want to follow.
Right. No, that's definitely. You got to keep up with you, keep your fans connected. That's the best way. What else did you want? Anything else you want to drop?
Well, that's pretty much it. That's a really wonderful interview. I really appreciate you. You got a lot of stuff out of me.
No, it was great. I had a great time. I hope you did. I think you said you did, so that's awesome. We look forward to seeing you or hearing from you again and, talking about everything a little bit further down the road, maybe like when the album's about to drop. That would be dope. We can touch base again. And I just want to thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much. And much love to all my fans, my friends, my family, everybody out there. I appreciate everyone wanting to find out about the brand new Sassy, Sexy Sarah Stokes.
Okay. Oh, and one last thing. Do you have a title of the album yet? No,
I don't. But I'll tell you, when you hear it, it's going to be crazy. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to be like, dang, that's Sarah all day. Yeah.
Okay. And I got one more little shout-out for you. The people over at 4UMF, I just want to say that you're the WCW crush. So it's Wednesday, so they crushing on you.
Oh, shoot. Well, I'm crushing back.
All right, cool. All right, thank you so much, everyone. That was Sarah Stokes. Have a great day, Sarah. Much love, and we will talk again.
All righty. Much love to you, too.
All right, take care.
You too.